Hello, welcome to the Rich and Simple Living. My name's Maria. If you're new here, I vlog about homeschooling, a bit of urban homesteading and home life, which normally is cooking, and that's normally with the air fryer. Today we're going to be doing some urban homesteading because at the end of every month I take part in a collaboration which is hosted by Victoria from Home Educating the Mad Lads. And it's all about going around your garden, showing what you're growing, how things are progressing and that kind of thing. A bit of an urban homestead outdoor thing. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Can't believe it's the end of the month again already. It comes around so fast. Feels like I've just done one and it's time to do another. So I'm going to take you outside. I'm going to give you a show around the garden, see what's happening out there, and have a chat about what we're doing, what's happening, because we've get my words out, cleared quite a lot of it ready for autumn now and ready for, well, it's going to lie fallow over winter. We're not going to do an autumn garden because we're going to replan it all ready for next year, as we want to get maximum growth out of it for food that we want to cook and eat and, you know, try and self-support ourselves throughout the year. So I'm going to take you outside. I'm going to show you what it's like. There's not a great deal to be seen at the moment, but you can see what stage it is at now. So we're out on the back patio as normal. Nothing's changed here. Same trees, the fairy garden. Lisa's going to do the fairy garden up for Christmas with lots of little miniature Christmas trees. So that's going to look nice. Still got the herbs. And pansies, they're dying back now. You can see they're ready for throwing. But everything else is pretty much the same out here. My blueberry bush is thriving, the one I've got left. Obviously no blueberries on it at the moment. Got a few marigolds, and Cassie, who follows me everywhere and turfs everything up. You can see we've moved the strawberries. They've gone further down the garden. You'll see those in a little while. And the clematis has been chopped back because that all died off and had finished. So we've cut that back down, ready for next year. So it looks quite bare, but then we've got the raspberries growing through the fence. Not raspberries, sorry, blackberries. So I'm trying to trail that through at the moment. The begonias are looking nice, and I've still got fuchsias. In fact, the begonias are looking really nice, really pretty and full of colour at the moment. So I'm quite pleased with them. Then going round the corner, we can see that we've got the blackberry bush. That's grown really well. I was tempted to get two, but I'm glad I didn't now because it's filled out so well. I'd have been overrun on the lawn and everywhere with it if I'd have got two in there, but that one's filled it out. No doubt it's going to keep on filling out as the years go by. So I'm not going too close because there's spiders in there. You can see up the lawn where the pool's been. The grass had grown, but the dogs dug a patch out of it this morning, funny enough. It was nice and green, and she's dug some up. She's terrible for that. I'm going to have to move the trampoline back over it, let it grow again, because it seems to grow well under there. Still got some marigolds in the old bathtubs. They're going back now, and I've had 2 pots of seeds ready for next year off them, so I shan't collect no more now. I get carried away though. I start picking the seeds and I can't stop. I end up with too many. But it's still quite a nice display. And the same here. Obviously we've got no sunflowers now. They all died back. A lot of them blew down in the last lot of wind and snapped, but they were down back anyway. There's a couple of sweet peas amongst these. But yeah, slowly all going back. But while there's a few flowers, I'll leave them there. But probably by the time we do the end of next month, they'll probably be gone as well. Go up the garden, see what's happening with the tomatoes. And lo and behold, there's a little tub at the end, and I found a little bit of aster grown in there. Little solitary aster, a Michaelmas daisy. I like them, they're my favourite kind. So that must have come out of the front because I used to have them in the front. Some peppers, got a nice green pepper grown there. They've not done very well, a lot of them have had holes in them. But there's one there ready for picking, and there's one forming there, plus some flowers. I don't know if they'll do anything though, because the weather's changing. Tomatoes, we've got a few red ones left, but the plants themselves are all dying off now, so we'll get what there is and what we can. Mainly cherry ones, I've got some green ones on. And into the greenhouse, we've had a clear up here, took all the dead things down. We've got a cucumber growing there, and there's 2 more little ones growing. Small one there, whether that will do anything, I don't know. That might, it might not, we'll see. Depends how the weather goes really. If it suddenly gets too cold, they'll just die off. Got the onions up there, they're nice and firm now. They're ready to go into the dark shed. Put them in there and then have them to use over the year. All the melons, they've gone now. They didn't do anything, they died off, and you can see this plant's dying off as well. But there's one melon growing, the only one, so I've left it to see what it does. But the plant itself is dying, as you can see, so whether it will amount to anything, I don't know. But I don't think I'm going to bother with melons again, a bit of waste of time. Now there's my strawberries, and they're the newer strawberries that I had, and they've thrown off some shoots which are ready for cutting now from the mother plant. So hopefully next year they'll grow well. I'll bed them in with a bit of straw over winter to keep all the frost from damaging them. And look there, raspberries coming through. Because I've got raspberries behind, they seem to shoot up everywhere, and you really do have to keep on top of them. But all the other beds are empty apart from these leeks. And as I'm standing here, I can smell them really strong. But they were beautiful and green about a week ago. And since then, they've gone funny. They've keeled over. They've died. I don't know what's happened to them. All the stems have gone brown. I mean, we've not had any really bad weather or anything that could have caused those problems. But you can see from then, it's gone a right mess. So I don't know what on earth has had them. But the rest of the garden is just empty now. We've got all the empty beds. We're going to put cardboard on them once they've all been turned over and done with. Raspberries, we've still got plenty of raspberries on the raspberry canes. They're looking well. I've known them to produce raspberries right up to December, so we could still get plenty more off them at the moment. But yeah, most of the beds now are empty, apart from the leeks, and they'll have to come up. But where the runner beans were, we've got, as you can see, the corn's been pulled down. You'll see in a minute. All the corn's been picked, blanched and frozen, and all the stalks are there waiting to dry off and be disposed of, and then turn all the patch over where they've been. But he's going to hopefully put tomatoes, put some wire on there, and we're going to grow some tomatoes up where they were next year, and I'm going to try the runner beans in some pots. My brother grows them in pots, and they grow lovely, fabulous, and they don't overgrow. You can just get the right amount that you need, because I can't seem to get the amount I need when I'm growing great big bushes of them. So yeah, all that's left in this side, we've got lavender. I'm going to move the lavender down onto the front, I think. I've got 6 pots of it, and I'm thinking about putting that along the front garden wall. So we'll do that at some point in the autumn. So that's how it's all looking at the moment. I've got a few apples. Most of my apples rotted this year, but I've got a few of them left to pick, and some pears to pick. So that's what the garden's looking like. It's quite bare at the moment. There's a bit more to clear away, like all the tomatoes and things like that. It'll take a few weeks of clearing because we've put things in the brown bin and some things we compost, and you've got to wait for things to break down to make room for more. So it takes a while to clear. But once all that's done, it'll all be cardboarded over the beds and then refilled with compost on top of that, probably when winter starts, time it's all ready for that. So yeah, what I want to do though is write out menus for what meals we like eating, so I can look and see what we can grow from that, because there's no point to keep growing things. Like, we grow loads and loads of leeks, and there's only me and my husband who actually eats leeks. None of the others like them, so I can't see the point in growing as many as we do. We give some away, but you just can't give them away fast enough. So there's not much point. And even if I freeze them, it takes up a lot of room in the freezer for things that we do like eating. So I want to sort all that out, and we want to just make a list of like meals that we can make, food we like eating that we can actually grow in the garden. And you know, it'll be a lot better off for us. It'll save us money, because that's the main aim, is to save money as well and make things more cost effective for us. So that's that for this month. I'll drop a link to everybody else who's taking part down below, so if you want to check them out, you can. Not everybody takes part every month, because we're all in different places and different gardening zones, so not everybody has got the same sort of gardening weather we've got to be able to start or finish when we do. I think there's a couple that perhaps haven't done them at all this year but did last year, so there's nothing wrong with going and having a look and seeing what they did last year, or even just checking out all the channels. It's just good fun. You never know what you might see that you might like watching. So thank you for watching, and the next one now will be an air frying video, and that'll follow in a couple of days time. So until then, take care everybody. Bye.